Hello friends, and also hello enemies. The figure we're looking at today is not new. It's been out for quite a while actually. But in my infinite wisdom, I ordered from AmiAmi and chose the cheapest shipping option, which meant it didn't get here for like 2 months, 2.5 months, something like that. And then when it did arrive, I had other stuff I wanted to review first. Stuff that had more recently come out. So this has been a long time in the making. Just sitting around waiting to be opened. And it's a real shame because this is the new-ish SH Figuarts Yu Yu Hakusho Kurama figure. As you may or may not know, I am a huge Yu Yu Hakusho fan. I have been since my youth, which was by now quite a while ago, and Kurama has always been my favorite character. I mean, of course, pretty much any prepubescent girl who gets started on Yu Yu Hakusho, you ask them what their favorite character is and they'll say Kurama. So let's take a look. We've only gotten one figure in the series so far, and that was Yusuke. Very nice box, very small. These are smaller figures, so the boxes kind of reflect that. Nice big window in the front so you can see the boy. Tamashii Nation sticker, Studio Pierrot sticker. Some images on the back showing you what he comes with and what kind of poses you can get him in. I hope that the whip is pretty rubbery or otherwise not fragile, because I had the Kotobukiya Kurama statue and the whip on that has been broken for a while now. It broke super easily. It's just kind of brittle. So hopefully this will be a different story. Yeah, nice box. Yusuke's was green, Kurama's is red. Makes sense. He's a rose guy. So let's go ahead and open him up. Kurama is not only my favorite Yu Yu Hakusho character, but he's one of my favorite characters of all time. Like if I were to make a list, he'd probably be top 5. And I'm not much of an anime person, so there wouldn't be too many anime people on that list. There's the Rose Whip. Aside from being like an anime pretty boy, he's also just like an actually interesting character. Let's see, this whip, is it bendy? Oh yes, it is bendy. Not fragile at all. Nice. Even the thorns are rubbery, so you can't hurt yourself. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just excited. Yeah, I think anytime I review anything Kurama related, I go on a tangent about how he's an actually interesting character. It's the dichotomy, you know, because he's this like really feminine, kind of unassuming looking dude, and he comes off as super friendly, like really nice and calm and relaxed, and he is for the most part. But then when you get down to it, he is vicious and ruthless and can be very nasty. Oh, also I burnt myself. Goes well with my cat scar. But yeah, let's take a look at this figure and see if it does one of my favorite characters justice. So we started this line with Yusuke in his Dark Tournament outfit, and looks like Kurama is no different, which I think is a good idea. Battle outfits first and then maybe later school outfits. But yeah, I really like this look of Kurama's. Just very elegant. The yellow of the outfit goes really well with the red of his hair and the green of his eyes. Just very bright and floral, which makes sense. Just some simple shapes, simple sculpting for the tunic and the clothing underneath. Just really nice, smooth folds in the fabric. Then the hair, of course, Kurama's hair is complicated. Not as complicated as some anime characters' hair, but it is complicated, and everyone has a different take on it pretty much as far as sculpting goes. Looks like they've segmented it into a few different parts. Let's see, bangs, forelocks, and the top of the head, and then this foxtail down here. But yeah, it's very nice. Super, super well sculpted. You get really nice hair detail, but not like too much. It's not, I mean, it still retains its shape while being a little bit more realistic than you would see in the anime. And then, of course, for the face, it's a smooth kind of nondescript anime face. Pretty boy face, and a tiny little smile. He has the tiniest smile here. A lot of Yu Yu Hakusho characters' faces are this shape. Kurama, Yusuke, Hiei all pretty much have this face shape, and what sets them apart is the eye shape, and obviously the hair and the stature and things like that. Then you've got Kuwabara, who's got a very markedly different face shape. But we don't have him yet. He hasn't even been announced. But yeah, just a simple like translation of the anime into 3D plastic form, and it looks so good. Had high hopes because the Yusuke figure was really nice, and I was looking forward to this Kurama. As far as articulation, he should be pretty good. I recall Yusuke being pretty good. I haven't messed with him in a while. He's been just living on my shelf. Oh, it's interesting how they did the collar. So this outfit has this blue trim, as you can see, and it's got this trim around the neck, but then when you move the neck, which I love a neck joint, we know that, you see that it's not a trim for the toy, it's just part of the neck piece. I like the way they did that. It makes sense instead of having a sculpted piece here. I think this like closure piece is going to be a little bit awkward when you go to pose the the shoulders. The shoulders themselves are a little bit awkward too. Let me take off his head, just so we can better see what's going on in there. Looks like you get a lot of movement there. I don't even know what this type of joint is called. It's like an angled double dumbbell or something like that. I don't know. And then the sleeves themselves. You can kind of adjust it and get it to where it's not so gappy and get this piece to where it's matching up better, but it'll take a little bit of work. Get a better look at that neck joint. This blue might rub off if you kind of mess with it too much. So be aware of that. Do we have a... Yep, we got a bicep swivel. Very nice. Very nicely hidden, too. Yeah, the engineering on this so far is really nice. I love these smooth joints on the elbow. Tiny little hand. Yeah, these are pretty small. Sorry that his head is still off, but it's easier for me to show off the articulation because he's got a lot of hair. Whoa, big joint at the bottom of the chest. And then do you have something here? Yep, you got a big twist hidden by that belt. Got this tunic kind of in the way. It's rubbery enough. Kick out. Ooh, to the side. Whoa. That's impressive. But Kurama, I mean, you don't think about it much because he mostly relies on, like, plants and attacking from farther away, but he is a skilled martial artist. Nice. Lots of movement. And really smooth, like, satisfying movement, too. Toe joint. My tiny complaint is that this area is supposed to be his skin as well. These, like, slippers are just black, and this area is supposed to be his skin. But the skin tone is kind of off because they're made of a different material. Or they're at least cast in a different color and then painted. So that's pretty noticeably off. It kind of just looks like his shoes are black right here, and then there's a beigey colored insert like right above them. Minor gripe. I don't spend too long looking at Kurama's feet. So this is interesting. The hair piece, like the foxtail hair, goes like on his neck, and then you plug his head on top. And that's pretty cool because that's a good way to have his hair out of the way when you're posing him, because his hair does have the potential to just be like a flap that just gets in the way. Yeah, very nice, like beautiful figure and really fun. Expensive. This isn't a figure I would just like play with every day because these do tend to be pricey, but I mean that kind of comes through in the finished product. I liked Yusuke, but I like Kurama even more. And that's not just me like preferring Kurama as a character. I just think this figure is even better than the Yusuke. Actually, as I get older, I relate more and more to Yusuke, who's just like consistently over everything. So let's look at accessories. Let's do hands first. Ooh, there's so many. Got some relaxed hands. These are the kind of hands I complain about when they come with Marvel, like female Marvel Legends figures, just like the nondescript like magic using hands. But when they come with Kurama, I'm not too bothered about it. The problem with the Marvel Legends ones is that for a while they were coming with like every female figure that vaguely has any kind of connotations to magic. It was just becoming too much. But I mean, it also is like a kind of anime hand gesture. You got some more relaxed little tiny hands. You've got some gripping hands. And then, this is interesting, you've got some even more gripping hands. So I assume that one of these is for the rose whip and the other is for this rose. The rose isn't just for show, it's canon that Kurama hides seeds in his hair and then like he can make them bloom on demand. So he pulls out a rose, which then can become the rose whip. We'll get to that in a minute. So if you think about it, it's a little bit weird that he has like seeds hidden in his hair, but you know, that's a good place to keep them, I guess. TSA's not going to check. So Kurama's deal is that he is a demon, an ancient fox demon with control over plant matter, and that he was one day mortally wounded on the demon plane, and in order to survive, he escaped to the human world, possessed the body of an unborn infant, and basically was reborn human-ish. And then he learned about love and humanity from his new mommy. All right, faceplates. You've got a determined, like, battle faceplate, teeth gritted. You've got a yelling faceplate. And then, I like this one, it's like kind of shifty-eyed, like he knows something you don't, which is everything. I mean, he's thousands of years old. He's very smart. But we only ever get these little tiny smiles from him, and I guess that's character accurate. He very rarely has a big smile on his face. It's always just kind of like a small, like almost kind of sad smile. You can tell how much I love this character. I'm just like doing a character analysis with every sentence I'm saying. Also, you get this bonus Yusuke head. So if you've got Yusuke, you can slap this on him. This, I think, is specifically the scene where spoilers for a very, very, very old show show/manga. But this is the scene where Yusuke discovers that Kurama has lied to him and said that Kuwabara was dead. Kuwabara was alive the whole time, but they just kind of needed Yusuke to believe he was dead to push him further and win the tournament. Then he finds out and makes this face. You get an alternate part of the tunic that's waving, and then also alternate waving forelocks. I call them forelocks because I don't really know what to call like this kind of hair. I mean, forelock is what you call like a horse's hair that hangs down between its eyes. I mean, it seems fitting for this. I don't know. Finally, the rose whip. The thing about the rose whip is like no one's really good at reproducing it exactly, because in the show, in the manga, it's, you know, very long, it's a whip. It's very thin, it's a whip. And it's covered with tiny, sharp thorns. This is a toy, it's plastic. And you don't want it to break like my statue did, so there's only so much you can do. But I am glad it is very malleable. There's a wire throughout and it looks like it's sectioned off. Handle for holding. Nice rubbery thorn so you don't hurt yourself. And then there is the tip. I never knew why it was shaped like that. Like the end of an actual whip is like sharp, isn't it? Or like tapered. But this looks like a flower that's about to bloom, but it never does. So yeah, nice. You can get that in all sorts of positions, I'm sure. Hard to get a rose whip right, but I think this is probably the best one that we've seen thus far. So let's swap some stuff out. Let's give him an angry battle face. You take off his front hair, peel off his forelocks. Let's change those out. You take off his face, it looks very cursed, just like it did with Yusuke. Slip that alternate hair piece on. Then his bangs back on. Angry, angry boy. Let's also switch out into this piece. So this waist can be taken apart. Take the belt off. So this is probably for when you need his leg kicked back or having him in more dynamic poses. Reassemble. Let's switch out the hands to see how easy or nerve-wracking that is. Sometimes it can be a little nerve-wracking for these smaller figures. Very tiny, tiny joint. So be careful. So I did have a little bit of trouble getting the hands in all the way. It was kind of hard to push them into the peg all the way, and they kept wanting to fall off, so you really need to get them in there. But, you know, I'm a little bit nervous because it's such a small little peg. But anyway, I think this is a figure that would benefit from having like a stand with it, because Kurama is a little bit acrobatic. He's in the air a lot. A lot of people in Yu Yu Hakusho are, I guess. And also, as you just saw, this rose whip is actually pretty heavy, especially if you don't have it balanced well. These joints are very small, so he doesn't like to actually hold it. Even though I had the hand in there really well, it's just like, it's such a heavy weight on that tiny joint, puts a lot of stress on it, and inevitably collapses, just like my mental health one day. I think it'd be okay if you were able to get it in a more balanced position, like maybe even resting on the ground. And a lot of times you'll probably want it like wrapped around him, looking really cool, so shouldn't be that much of an issue as long as you just pose it correctly. But yeah, he comes with a lot of dynamic pieces, this flowing hair, this flowing robe, so I think like an action stand to have him in the air would be really cool. And we touched on this earlier, but I really do like that these sleeves are kind of adjustable, so you can hide any weird gaps for the most part. There's some awkwardness in the shoulders still. His hair, the back of his hair is a little bit adjustable, not too much, because as you saw, it's not really on a joint, it's just a ring attached to the neck. But you can get it a little bit in the air, kind of flowing. Very happy with this figure, and I figured I would be. So let's see what we could compare him to. Okay, to get an idea of how small an SH Figuarts figure actually is, here is a Marvel Legend. She is much taller than Kurama. And here is a Mezco, the new Doc Nocturnal. So it's not horribly off scale, but Kurama in universe is pretty tall, I think. So he should be taller than Rogue at least. Then there's a Cosmic Legion. This guy could double as like some kind of demon that he fights. Demon on demon violence. Kurama kills a lot of demons, but he himself is one. I guess, I mean, humans kill a lot of humans too, so, you know. So yeah, this is a Cosmic Legion, dwarfs Kurama, but Kurama would still win. All right, and this is the Yusuke figure that they released before. You can see here the scale is right. Kurama is taller than Yusuke. He is a tall boy. I think Kuwabara is taller, like the tallest of the group. When we get Hiei, hopefully he will be appropriately short because he's a little guy. A little guy with a big attitude. I love Hiei. Can't wait for that. And here is the GT Dyson Toys Kurama school uniform. Different scale also. So these are third-party figures, but they're actually really good for what they are. At least I thought so. This was well before we got any kind of inkling that we would be getting an official line. I think they did especially the face sculpts really well. I think even the face sculpts on the Dyson toys are more accurate than the ones on the SH Figuarts toys. They're even more rounded. The eyes look a little bit more accurate. Not that these are bad. I just think that Dyson did a little bit better for some reason. As expected, I am in love with this figure. So happy to have these two yellow bros. I love Kurama and Yusuke's dynamic. I'm super excited to fill out the whole team. Can't wait for Hiei. I assume after that they're going to do Kuwabara, and I would just like really love everyone. I wish they would make everyone. There's lots of cool characters in Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm hoping for a Koenma. That's never gonna happen. I'm hoping for a Botan. That's never gonna happen. Genkai? That's never gonna happen. They made Toguro, which I guess I understand. He's someone for Yusuke to fight. Toguro is an interesting character, but he grosses me out, so I did not get that figure. He's just, he's a gross looking, like, he's filled with veins. We've already discussed, I don't like veins. I'm not gonna go on a tangent about that, but yeah. I didn't get Toguro. I will get whoever else they make. I think they'll probably make Kuwabara, and that will be the end of it. They might make a Genkai. I would be honestly super surprised if they did that because, you know, she's an old woman. From what I understand, female characters don't typically sell unless it's a certain type of female character. And an elderly one, even less likely. But, I mean, it's kind of unfair. She was on the Dark Tournament team. I'm just ranting now. I'm sorry. I'll stop. Yeah, would love a Genkai. Would love everyone. So, yeah, love this figure. Happy to have the whole team. Can't wait for Hiei. Can't wait for when they announce Kuwabara. And that'll be it for today. Thank you guys for being here. As always, likes and subscribes are very much appreciated. Comments are more than welcome. And if you're a Yu Yu Hakusho fan, drop me a comment with your favorite character. We could talk about it. I'm not a big anime person, but I do love Yu Yu Hakusho like an insane amount. So until next time.